Welcome back on Diamond. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing review about the White Dwarf issue 494 released at the shop for the November 2023. This, that is the White Dwarf, arrived with this, so inside, and it's quite intriguing because at least it has some protectors on, and the things that usually are inserted inside the White Dwarf are in a way aside, even if they are put inside the White Dwarf. But we'll see. And this, so sincerely I like that it's made such. What I don't like is that it's such really light paper to protect. I prefer something like the old ones that were much more rigid and so on, so that it can protect much better, and so it's much so that it don't ruin also the protection here. Anyway, inside here we can find that there will be the code about the Updatus Staticus of Warhammer 40k, that it's an app, so you have the code. I'll not make you see obviously the code. Had the bunker scenarios that will be quite intriguing. We have for both Warhammer 40k and Age of Sigmar. We have the open world deck, so something that it's always nice, and a double side poster that I make you see right after, so that really it's something amazing. I like such one. I prefer simply something better to make the transport. So now we can see about the open card, and there are the mission that we can see. It's also related about the campaign that we started with the last White Dwarf, and so here we have this, and it's really quite intriguing because they are really quite interesting. They are really nice. I like such type. There are two steps, because there is also this, because here we had the twist and here we had the various scenarios. As you can see, there are the cards here, so it's related about the bunker, but I think that anyway it's nice, because simply it's something that you can quite a lot appreciate. Then we can see this, that it's about the scenarios for the bunker, so the Warhammer 40k one and the Age of Sigmar one, that are always welcome, because I like, moreover, the Age of Sigmar one, I like to play with this. Then we have the code that is here, that I have here the QR code to download the app. Here an example. I have yet to play with this. Anyway, here it's the code to play with Yarik. So it's inside here. And here we have the posters inside here. So we can open this and we can see so that we have two posters. This one that I think that it's not bad at all. Sincerely, I don't like because it's double face, and I like both the images about such poster. And so the real problem about such poster is that you can't put on a square or so on to be able to have a sort of something. Because anyway, if you have to want both of them, you should buy two White Dwarf to be able to use. Otherwise, it will be a bit problematic, because it's a double face one, so a pity, but still the design are really something quite nice. So now we can go to see about the White Dwarf. About the cover of the White Dwarf, it's something that is familiar, because it's the same that we've seen here, that it's the 10th edition Codex about the Space Marines. Eventually, remember that in the description you can find my review about such. And so it's really quite nice, because anyway it's up to you to make that you can understand this, and here it presents you what you can find inside. So now let's open this White Dwarf and see the contents. Here we can see the alternative cover of the White Dwarf, that it's the same that we've seen here, simply in the way that here it's without any writing, because it's only for subscription, remember, so you have to subscribe to the White Dwarf to be able to have such option. Here we have this, that it's the introduction as usually. Here the contents that are quite a lot, as you can see, so it will be something that we had to see really in detail. Here we have something that I always love, and it's the mailing list of the readers to the team of the White Dwarf, and I always suggest you to more than read, really see, because you can see that here, for example, alternative scheme of colors, we have here that you have a really quite intriguing model, because it has been changed in the Harbinger in something really quite different, simply changing, for example, the head, a bit about the weaponry and so on. So some little details that completely change the mood and the things that are related about, so quite nice. Also here had this, I don't like too much this part because the background it's not so great compared to the quality of the photos themselves. I pity a bit. Anyway, you can see other options available. Here you can see talking about the bank. As usually, it's something that you can read or skip. It's simply a way to make you understand how it's done. What is interesting, it's about this, that it's about the Slight Crown Sundering campaign. And it's really quite intriguing because this Light Crown, it's something that we have seen in the previous WDAF, that it's a campaign in the WDAF related about Age of Cinema. And so I suggest you to watch. Here are the challenges. It's a way, but sincerely you can skip about this. Here you can instead see more about such campaign, that as you can see it's this part, and learn more. So it's quite a lot of background and I quite like. And we have seen also the card previously that are about the open wars card to play with it. And there is quite a lot of background, quite a lot of little details, little things that I think that you could appreciate. Here there is the things that you have seen before, that it's about the battle specific about Warhammer 40k, and this the one about Age of Sigmar, so always quite nice. And here instead we can see something that it's amazing. It's about Cursed City, so new tales about, and so a way to pose the things and so on to play. So it's a sort of an additional part related. So if you're interested about Cursed City, I invite you to buy the box. Eventually I put in the description the review about the set box because it's amazing, and I suggest you really to think about. It's something that it's a must-have also for this. Here we have this that it's related about the shooting for Warhammer 40k, so it's nice. There are simple tricks, simple things, but there can be a way to understand better, so I think that it's quite intriguing. Here we have this that it's a way to make you see the Tomb Keepers, that I want to remember you, it's a chapter specific created by the team of the White Dwarf, and so about to paint it and so on, some little tricks, could be really quite intriguing. So it's a sort of modelism article, so it's nice. We have this that it's about the models released by one of the team of the White Dwarf. So as you can see also here it's a sort of mailing list. I like for example such one. So little changes, but they are really quite nice. Here you can really see what it's about, the basing, the model, so on. Little things really. But also here you have this for example, it's nice. So there are quite a things always to see. Then we can move on the Warhammer 40k. Here we can see this that it's an index started about the Raptors, and I always love such things because there are a lot of background, a lot of things related, a lot of artworks and so on. So it's a way to know better about such chapters that usually are not so well known. So I really like such deepening in their understanding, really quite nice. There are also the rules to play about the Crusade for such chapters. So it's always something intriguing if you're interested about. Then have a battle report that it's quite intriguing because it's about heretic against heretic. So we have this that are about the Plague Marines against the Berserker of Khorne. So we have the world eaters, as we can see, and so the various. I really like how it's done like this because you can see in detail each of the models that has been brought on the battlefield. Against this that it's the death card, and I love such models, and I'm trying to keep myself from building up the models that have about the death card, or I risk to start one of such armies because I have a tons of models related because Warhammer Conquest. So here we can see this. As usual, I always suggest you to read about such battle reports, but not because the battle report itself, because it can be interesting, because you have to understand that it can be a way to know a game that maybe you are not interested about, to know maybe one of the armies that you don't usually play against, but also because you can see the mechanics, you can see some really quite intriguing parts that you can make, for example, some idea to make some photos or so on. So there are a lot of ways that you can use such type of battle report, and so I suggest you to make use of it. For example, some panoramic and so on that you can then really quite use, or some modify on something that you have, because you have better details maybe on some models and you notice something that could be intrigued by. So really quite intriguing. We heard about the brush tip from the team of the heavy metal. always quite nice, and maybe it's a bit too heavy for some painters, but it's always something that read it's not bad, because it's a way to know better maybe some techniques, some ideas, so on about painting. So nice. Moreover, because you can see also some modifying, some changes. You can also see about the modeling about. So it's always nice because you can create the basing. So there are a lot of little things to admire inside here, and I suggest you to think. Then we can move on the Age of Sigmar part. Here we have the Orcs against the City of Sigmar. Here we called also a sort of Dawnbringer Crusade part, because here we can see this, that it's about the Spell Crown, so a battle campaign, and I quite like. And also here we can see this, that could be really easily related about the Dawnbringer Crusade themselves, and there are a lot of battle plans that you can use and so on. Here we have the Tale of 4 Warlords, that usually it's nice because you can see how they progress. You can analyze maybe some changes, some skill colors, some basing, some modifying, and so on. So you have quite a lot of things. For example, think about this. This is a normal boss of the Orcs, but has been a little modified and completely changed the way that it can put. So nice. Well, think about this. For example, this is seen a lot of conversion. See this, it's a mortar guard. See this, it's a different way to create a necromancer. This, it's a mix of this Morati and this the dragon zombie. Nice. Here, for example, it's a sort of part of the Vegorian Lord or Aukavai, and these are the parts of other models put together to create something completely new. So it's really something to know this, because I love such type of things, because it's a way to understand better. So really pay attention about such, because even in such articles you can find quite a lot. Here this, that it's a battle pack, so we had the battle plan generator, so on, and it's quite nice because it lets you know the things that we've seen in the part, in the separate card of the open cards, but at the same time I have also improving. Here we have about the novel, here it's about gear and so on. It's about the Dawnbringer Crusade here, so you can find something more about, and really it's nice because it's a thing to add more to the books that I want to remember I doing the various campaign books. So remember, eventually in the description you can find them, and also about the online articles that you can find the novels on. Here we have other ones, so quite nice. Here we have the Arcana about the anatomy of the Dawnbringer Crusade, and here I quite like more about the images that it's really quite intriguing in my opinion, but also such things, so on. There are really quite a lot of things to read here that can make you deepening understanding of the Crusades themselves, so I really quite like. They had this about the Warcry rules, I like because this is this Inquisitor, and so we have the various. If you're interested obviously about the Warcry, this it's a must-have, because there are really a lot of things to read about. Here we have that has been released the new Legion Imperialis, and here so they're making you see about models related. So now you can start to play with and so on. Sincerely, I decided to skip about such game because I see what has been released, because with the vlog that I made from the World Championships, we've seen that are going to be released quite a lot of things. The new book about the campaign of the Crusades, the new Flesh Eater Cuts and so on. There are too many expenses to think about, so I decided to ignore about this, but it could be a sort of renewal of Epic. Even if these models are a bit bigger than the Epic models, still they are really quite nice, so it's a way to play with, and I quite like. And moreover, here you can see something and you can appreciate, or you can think eventually in the future to buy some of the units, even if the box is much cheaper than the sum, so pay attention about that one. And so buy something that you always desired, but maybe you never had the option about buying. Then we have about Necromunda, so we have this, that it's with new background related, new rules, so as usual I suggest you, here some models available. And here we have the part about the back library with the continuation about an article. And so it's always nice. I suggest always to read this because you can improve your English, you can see an author that you've never seen talking about an army that you know, or an author that you know that never treated that army, and so you can study about it. So there are a lot of things that can be. Moreover, because sometimes there are the books that otherwise you should buy by the Black Library or Amazon one. So it's really quite nice because it's a way really to appreciate background, additional background. Then we have the inside the studio, that it's always nice. We can see what we'll see in the next White Dwarf. So you can see quite a lot about. And also there will be the Tonight's designer notes that I'm quite curious about in this way. And then we can see this, that it's about the Space Marine against the Tonight's that will be in the next White Dwarf. Even if I hope that will be also some anticipation about the Flesh Eater course that has been announced, but I think that we have to wait some months. So, what to say about such White Dwarf? I think that it's really quite nice, because there has been a lot of things. If you think about, there's been Curse City, there's been a campaign for Age of Sigmar, there's been part for the Warcry with the new rules, a lot of background, a lot of options to see about changing, about modifying and so on of the models. There's been really quite a lot of things. So in such a way, I suggest really to you to think about, because really a lot of things. Moreover, you had to add what has been the additional things. So, okay, mass part are something that are still in the White Dwarf, but that you can bring apart, so the open world card and so on. But there is also the code, there is also the other things, the poster that are a good additional. In my opinion, it's a good thing that has been added. So, in my opinion, it's maybe not the best, but one of the best of the White Dwarf, because I like such thing, because it's quite clean, it's really with a lot of things available and so on. And so I really like such type of developing, really. Anyway, from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So, I hope to see you again to the next time.